Okay, let's try this. Let's get started. Start my Chrome. Test my audio, all that stuff. Let's try this. Let's get started. It's working. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That's roughly working. So let's get started. I want to try to get my review and all of this within the first, let's say, 3 minutes of this start rather than longer so that people can see what we're doing. Okay. Okay. So let me kick off. We're building Chatfield. We're on the third day of, I think I say day, calendar day. It's just 2 or 3 hours each session. But we're very nearly completing something good today. We're building Chatfield. It is basically a form, like a web form or something like that you can imagine as a conversation rather than as a graphical user interface. It's a conversational user interface. That's what Chatfield does. Let me drink more coffee. Okay. That's gross. So it's both Python and TypeScript. So 2 languages. One of the big experiments is using Claude Code, using language models and generating all this great code. So we're doing it in 2 languages. And then furthermore, my big goal is that it runs on the Python server and the TypeScript server or Node.js server, and also TypeScript on the browser. That's the goal. So where we're working today is just wrapping up some of this browser stuff that's finally kind of unblocked. And so having that, you'll be able to have, any application can then just quickly have a natural conversation where it wants to collect data. It can validate any information, that's discussed in these conversations or any answers to the forms, and then convert them to useful data types. Like, for example, objects or integers and things like that. So that's Chatfield. And then let's now look at yesterday's journal to see how we did. Was that the 8th then? I remember I remember it started working basically. I remember I checked the video. It was great to see it working. I was so excited when Chatfield was working on the browser yesterday. I sent this YouTube video to all my friends. Both of my friends. I sent this YouTube video to both of my friends. Where Chatfield was working in the browser. So, what do we do? Basically, I confirmed that this implementation is pretty much going to work. There may be bugs. I'm not 100% confident that it's bug free or anything like that, but I am very, very close to 100% confident that it will work this way. It can work this way. I think there's implications for talking about like scoping, and I've been talking to a lot of people at work about like connecting AI opportunities and grounding them to business metrics or business value of some sort, of any sort, actually, really. And kind of talking about how like a lot of the same business thinking can apply to these AI tools. For example, it has got to deliver value on return on investment or value It's got to add value in a concrete way, in a practical way, right? Standard stuff. And so this interrupt gave me pause. This is what makes me think it's an immature, landscape, because like if you Google it, it's all in these videos that I recorded. If you Google LangGraph, they're going to say we do Python and we do TypeScript. And then if you Google LangGraph browser, they will say, yes, we do that. Here is how that works. So if you're doing like a high level, kind of architecture or plan, you're thinking, what do I adopt? Who and what do we, train and learn? Who and all of this? You might think that LangGraph works on a browser. And the answer is, without the interrupt component, without the human feedback, like literally that's how humans type their messages back to LangGraph. Without that interrupt, it's severely deficient, compared to the promise. So it shows that, if you're doing, I like to compare AI to BI. If you're doing BI, you don't get these showstopper bugs, these unwelcome surprises like this, these blockers, these bad blockers, where something's just sort of mentioned and kind of promised, and then it's just not there. Now, anyway, that's work stuff. For this project, for Chatfield, for open sourcing, for learning, for enjoying myself every morning, this is awesome. We got a whole browser interrupt working. Chatfield can receive messages from users in a way that sort of at a first approximation, no one else in the open source world is doing right now. And that is why this browser interrupt handling, I think, could deserve to become its own independent open source NPM package. To say, hey, if you want to do this LangGraph on your browser application for some reason, again, I think the big one is many low stakes applications. It's not the same application as server side. It's like just, I'm seeing low stakes applications everywhere with AI. It's great. So that's what we did. And then meanwhile, I made Claude Code generate a cookbook, which I'll review. I'll try to review sometime soon. So yesterday's plan for tomorrow is today, which is to continue doing this. I think I know this now, this LangGraph PR 211. That's my note. Where is that in my rollup config? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, in this we're going to continue. We're nearly complete, I think, but we're going to continue following this advice. So Jacob Lee merged. So Jacob Lee did the web entry point a year ago. And then someone asked, was it? Here it is. Interesting. So then they asked months later, how do I interrupt? And he said it's not supported. Is there an alternative? And so the author of or developer on the project said, basically, short answer is no. Here's kind of what you could do with dynamic breakpoints. I kind of like LangGraph. I buy it. I kind of like it. At least someone asked me recently, what's like something bad in AI? And I forgot to say, LangChain is like really foundational in a lot of this stuff, and like just kind of not. It's a bit of a chaotic SDK and API. It's sort of obviously right place, right time, brilliant idea, sort of no design and planning on the API. And then everything was sort of debugged into existence on LangChain. Even I think the concept, right? Like, I just don't think the chain of thought is how AI became architected. I think it's already mostly clear. It's not disastrous, but LangChain, the chaining, it doesn't basically work, or it's not a general approach that's kind of useful. And I more or less feel the opposite, kind of the flip side with LangGraph. Very often I felt like, wow, you're making me do a lot of work here. But, you know, static breakpoints, dynamic breakpoints, because it's built on this Pregel foundation, and the Pregel foundation is a serious thing. Pregel is a serious, like kind of flexible processing framework. So I kind of buy it. And then here we are. I got stuck and I got out of it using these dynamic breakpoints, more or less. If it still works. I just tested 1 or 2 use cases. So that is this plan today, is to do that. Oh, and then I think I gotta check. I think I have super early. I gotta stop super early. When is that? 9 o'clock. I gotta call. So let's do 1 hour and 20 minutes. Hey Google, set a timer for 1 hour, 20 minutes. Okay. Got my timer set. Check my audio again. Okay. Yeah, that's working. Okay. Oh yeah, and we're on a branch also. We're on this browser branch just because things were getting so awful, so temporary, that I had to move it off just out of, I don't know, shame. So let's do it. Let me go off just for 1 moment and just carry on here. So I wanted to keep all of this because I wanted to more or less check all this into like kind of point out where it is. Yeah, so here's the dynamic breakpoints. Why do I have 2 links here? And then define the graph. We don't need that. Okay. All right, where's my glasses? Okay. All right, here's the interviewer. Interrupt, right? No name. Okay. Interrupt. Interrupt, stop, push. Right. Okay. And then where's my interrupt code? Here. No, this is where it throws. Here. Yeah, so here's where it passes this config object. Interesting. I may need to implement my own. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Where's my bomb? I need a bomb. All right. So we receive this config object. It's a second parameter. We call interrupt. If I jump to interrupt, right. Yeah. Should be like that, huh? Oh, I see. I think it always receives that config, though. I'm not going to make it optional, right? I'm going to make it mandatory. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, so let's do this interrupt. So what happens? Most of this worked. I'm extremely happy that I did not have to like compute an ID or some sort of compound ID like I thought I would. I believe just pulling this scratch pad is sufficient. So then, like a lot of it worked, consume the null. Here's the pending rights things. So that's good. Okay. Yes. Pending rights. Resume and scratch. Okay. Here's the sender thing. Okay. All right. Something like that. And then otherwise, right. I kind of want to move this up like this. If equals undefined. I want to move that code up here because it's just this. Let's move it. Boom. So no resume value found. Throw interrupt, right? So that'll be the namespace. Boy, I really wish I could make it not be undefined. Is it impossible? Let's try that. Okay. So then the ID. Okay, fine. We'll try that. And then we'll throw. I don't know exactly what this is, but that's fine. I remember thinking I don't want to do it. Okay, I can click on now. So, good, I guess. Okay. Current resume value. Yes. Like that, right? So then if it does not throw, then we don't need this. Let me do this. We don't need this. It can just be like that. All right, slightly cleaner. Find the current resume value. Fine, I'll keep that. We consume it. We push this resume value onto it. Okay, cool. I'm glad this works because, like, I don't know this scratchpad object very well. And all of these random kind of properties or whatever inside of it. I mean, it's called scratchpad, so it's obviously like kind of kind of a bag of values, presumably. Okay. Good. And then I think basically all of this can go. Yay, the interrupt is called primary key. All this can go. Okay, so that's that. So not much has changed. It just kind of runs. I have never tested calling like multiple. Where does it get that IDX, that interrupt counter? Yeah. Save that. Oh yeah, and I have a whole conversation with Claude Code. Look, if I do this, clear/resume, we had a conversation about Vite hashing, dev workflow optimization. Yes, this is it. Yeah, I never read this. It presented me, I guess, two options. No, it presented me with 2 or 3 options to accelerate this process here. So if I do npm, so I'll run that, and then this is make. So we got our LLM, we've got our front end. Let's browse to it. Examples browser. We're minimal standalone here. Cool, no way. So this is great. Wonderful. Interviewer line T. Okay. Wait, if I just reload. What's going on? Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay. So here's an interrupt. So, I mean, I just kind of want to try 2 interrupts. Like update 2 equals interrupt. This is the second feedback. Just, I don't even know what I'm doing. Whatever. Okay. Let's see it. Yeah, I got to get this thing solved. I can't be in this compile. I can't be compiling code like this heavily and waiting for it in the loop like this too much. I've got to accelerate that. I've got to smooth out that. Okay, so that's 0, and the message, where is it? Is it this value? No way, what's your image? Okay. So let me just hit play. Oh, it paused. Right, of course it did. Bob. Ah, we're back. Look, the index is 0. Isn't that bad though? Oh, no. This is the second run through where it's got the, because it threw the exception. Yes. Cool. So it's going to have the value. Yes. Boom. Bob. Perfect. So I presume all this works. So let's just let it go. Now we throw, and the index is 1. Very good. This confirms it's working. This scratch pad interrupt counter works. Yes. So I can piggyback. However, that interrupt counter is counted, is tracked in the scratch pad. I can be blissfully ignorant. So I'm super happy. So this is working for multiple interrupts in the same, and then look, we're going to compute our ID here. Boop. So before we throw, so this is this nice ID. So this is the node inside. I forget exactly what this is, some sort of namespace. And then presumably subgraphs. I could test it explicitly if I want to see. Subgraphs will have presumably another colon and an additional string, an additional like name in the namespace, right? An additional layer to the namespace. So that's awesome. So that's that compound ID effectively is as long as I use my scratchpad resume values and I use my scratchpad interrupt counter. Whew, I'm glad this scratchpad. I thought I was going to have to implement the logic in this scratchpad 2 days ago. So I'm super happy. I'm super happy. Sung Hero there on the scratchpad. So then it's about to throw. So then if I let it go, it's gonna be here again. It's gonna be like Groundhog Day. Ready, go. Maybe I have to do a response. -1, right? Yes. Index is 0. Totally works. It's gonna say, yeah, I have that value. Return it. Go. Index is 1. Now it's going to have that value as well. But it has to kind of like pop it off the like staging value, this null resume, and like place it into the resume queue or vector or something. So good. Do it. And then do it. Wonderful. Boom. So it should say -1's not valid. I don't know. What's my message? Oh my God, it's working. This is so awesome. What's my message? What's my value? How old are you, Bob? Wait, no way. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the logic. I've got multiple interrupts, not unit tested, but hand tested, let's say. Artisanally hand tested. It's not laziness. It's not slop. It's artisanal hand testing. So wait, has that always? Yes, it has. What changed exactly? What's going on here with this change? Why? Debugger, down, 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 down. Is it ending white space or something? Oh yeah, it's my semicolons. Right. I'm gonna revert. Yeah, I don't want the diff. I'd rather have syntax slop than diff slop. Okay. Drink more coffee. Okay. Now what? I think we're actually kind of getting into the roll-up stuff. Let me go read my roll-up notes. Not my roll-up notes, but my notes in roll-up. So we are debugging this. It's working. Basically, this is right. So maybe what I should do is check it in here. It needs aliasing. Once it works well, like it kind of works well. So let's check in maybe. Very little changed. There's my debugger. Oh, I just moved my logic around and tidied it up. Yep. Okay. Okay. So no, yes. Wait, what is that? Yes, no. Yeah, let's keep going because there's going to be a little bit of work to get this thing working for both of these. Like with identical code base, it's going to take a little bit of work. That's okay. So, is there anything else worth keeping? Let's just say no, huh? Let's just say no. All right. So, once it works well, It needs aliasing. So that's what I want to do. I wonder if I could move that to, yeah, we definitely want to move that to Claude Code. Oh shoot, I still didn't talk to this thing about my, all right. Clear it, I don't want to read it. Okay. Let me just exit and restart, I don't know. Okay. Nice. Reduce system prompt. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I finally got a browser side implementation of interrupt. Which does not require storage. And what is that? Async. I always forget. Can I see it? This, right? This interrupt? No. Oh no, from web, nope. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. I kind of want to move these into the code. Yes. Let's clean it up slightly. I'm just going to move this into the function. I don't care. Yeah, this interrupt function. I'd rather move it in. Throw conf. Okay, so we need it here, huh? If it's not there, I'm going to put it like here, I think. Very top. So this is slightly bizarre. But the thing is, I'm not sure, like, I think it's wrong. I kind of think it's wrong. Like, this is bad. All this hard-coded strings. Look, double underscore. Like, I'm playing with fire. I'm following a procedure that was explicitly bolded in the documentation. They say, do not do this. And that is what I'm doing. So, and the reason is I showed in the last video, maybe yesterday or the day before, like when you go in and read the source code, this is how they have implemented it. So I'm following the implementation of LangGraph. And furthermore, I'm building something that does not exist. I have followed through on a promise that LangGraph kind of made and didn't fulfill. So this interrupt, workflow, this interrupt process on the browser, they say you can do interrupts and they say you can do browser, but they never say the fact that you can't do interrupts on a browser. Except you could implement it yourself. And so here we are. So we're in great shape. So anyway, my thought is like, just what are they, keep all the bad stuff in one place is basically the thought here, rather than have it be wrong and way like up at the top of the file and all this. Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. So this node interrupt we don't need. Let's tighten it up. Oh, look, LangGraph on web. Let me copy this and get this over into my other thing. Whoa. Yeah, I thought so. Override it. We're done. We're done. I'm happy. Okay. And then close this. Wow. So then node polyfills, no. Where's my notes to myself? Here. LangGraph on web. Boom. This also. Yes. Yeah. Wonderful. Perfect. So it's all like in one place. You say, can I use LangGraph on the web? The answer is yes. We use async hooks. There's some like additional considerations. There's a little bit of differences. But the one word answer, if I run this through an LLM and I say yes or no, the answer is yes. You can. You do all this fun stuff. You do all these things. don't expose your private key. Very, very true. Like, this is a serious answer, and the answer is yes. Meanwhile, you go to any guide, how-to guide for like human in the loop. Look, human in the loop. I clicked twice. And now we're in this interrupt. Yeah, look, it's everywhere. Yes, exactly. So how do you do web environments? They say, yeah, you can do it. We don't use async hooks, so you have to do this alternative. And I say, good, I can do web. So then I click, well, what other how-tos are there? Well, I click human in the loop, interrupt, everything here. And the point is, that is not both possible at the same time. It really feels like it should be. I know if you know the architecture of LangGraph, they say like you need to do checkpoints, you need to do snapshots. Yeah, you need to use a checkpointer. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. But even if you go in human in the loop, they say it. Where am I? Human in the loop. Wait. Review tool calls. Yes. Static breakpoints. Ah, here is me. This is mine. Human in the loop workflows. We recommend the interrupt function. Boom. So, and then right here we have recommend, and right here we have not recommended. So that's the opposite. And that's more or less what I did, is these dynamic breakpoints, and it is brilliant. It's great. It works really well. And again, I'm not 100% certain that it is as robust as the real interrupt function. I've tested it like twice on a hobby project. I've seen this interrupt documentation somewhere. Anyway, but like I said, I think the use case for this browser side application is lower stakes. You know, it's UI. It's potentially not critical path. It's potentially an alternative, for example, accessibility feature where all forms can be, for example, spoken. I think it would be great to have Chatfield Web do some voice synthesis and voice, recording. Certainly on mobile devices, this is basically built in. At least the voice input. And now there's a new kind of accessibility, there's a new accessibility. There's some accessibility progress. There's a new dimension and a new bit of progress on accessibility in the conversation, basically. And it's not that I don't know the accessibility world very well, so I'm sure my understanding is there's brilliant tools, and like converting a form into a voice, for example, interface. I imagine that problem's been very cleanly and well solved for decades, maybe 20 years or more. But at least what I think kind of as a generalist is, because these language models are, everyone is connecting these language models into everything. It's bringing this, as it were, kind of free accessibility into mainstream, like into more, it's coming along for the ride, accessibility. And to me, there's two things about it. There's like language barriers, and then also even literacy barriers, where the voice system may help about like literacy or comprehension. So I'm very excited for all of these kind of applications, even if this interrupt that I implemented is not as robust. If you can chat with a thing that is operating on LangGraph in the browser, this is a huge success. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, here he is saying throw it. He's saying throw it. Throw a node interrupt. This is Jacob Lee, developer on the project. And this is the how-to saying, don't throw it. So what can I do? What can I do? I read the source code and they throw. So I'm throwing. All right, we're past that. So we got to bundle this up properly. That's actually the next. We're basically past implementing it. We got to bundle it. So let's get back into Claude Code here. Okay. Which does not require storage. Oh, we definitely want to be in plan mode here. What's this thing called? Where does that scratch pad come from? Is that coming from the config? Is that the point? Yeah, it comes from that config configurable. Yeah, that config is massive. That config is like my kind of feeling about it now, having implemented this. Config, you know, people think like config variables, what directory is the web server? But it's like there's the state, and that's your like clean state. That's your clean state. That's the state of the graph. That's the perfect, clean perfection. And then this config is like all the dirty state. In other words, it's the state of the thing operating the graph. It's basically the state of a little virtual machine. I almost feel like I'm programming a virtual machine here, doing this graph, you know? So then the virtual machine, of course, has its own machinery. And this scratch pad is an example of that. Okay. So let me, okay. In TypeScript. Okay. All right. Next, I need it like moved from inline in let's go at, oh, I should have done this. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? No, I won't. TypeScript slash what is it? Chat field slash interviewer. Yep. File, and we need roll up to supersede, like, right. Next, we need it working in Node and the browser. Roll up needs, like, in Node, in TypeScript, in TSC or Node, we want the real, like, at LangGraph slash, what is it? LangChain slash LangGraph, chain slash LangGraph, something like that. Yeah, we want the real interrupt function from at, yeah, we can do like that. But roll up, but browser builds in roll up needs to do a few things. Actually, there's a lot to do here. So where the server side does import interrupt from at LangChain. Okay, good. Slash LangGraph. I think that's how it does it. The browser should import our custom interrupt function. Okay. Correct. But also where the server does import ... from at LangChain slash LangGraph, the browser must import from at LangChain slash LangGraph slash web, right? That's the point. And then I think in both cases, the node code, let's call it the LangGraph node code. The node code, example listen, should pass that config object to interrupt, or we need to yeah. However, somehow, on the server side, that maybe we need some shim server side code parallel to the browser. So with an interrupt, 2 arguments, something like that. Okay, let's just start there. I think that's basically everything I was thinking. Oh, let me tell it this. Give me a plan. Oh, in your plan, omit testing, because I will do that for you by hand. Okay, it's artisanal today. All right, let's just start. Let's drink some coffee and make Claude Code do my job. Ooh, there's a comment. Hello, how are you doing? Hello, Hardik. Hardik, 750. Oh yes, 8 minutes ago, Hardik says hello. Hello, hello. Sorry, my comments are over on the side. Welcome. We're making we're making forms. We're making forms, but it chats with you instead of being an unpleasant web form. And it all works in Python, but we're getting the sort of the finishing touches on the TypeScript and on the browser. Okay. Yeah, you read the plugin. Maybe we'll do a separate plugin, or maybe we'll do an alias plugin. We'll have to see. Presumably, oh look, it spotted it already. Yeah, it spotted it already. It would have seen that it's been commented out, right? Mm. Code base structure. Template loader pattern. Yeah, exactly. You've seen me do it before. Exactly. Exactly. I have a complete understanding of the code base structure. Good. I think I'm actually get a little bit overdue to maybe add bells and whistles to Claude Code, to add some MCP services and things like this. I'm running it kind of vanilla. Okay, let's read the plan. Move the inline interrupt implementation from the interviewer to its own module with a separate browser and node versions following the established template loader pattern. Perfect. Perfect. Also handle conditional imports of, yeah, how are you going to do that? Okay, so the interrupt module, chatfield /interrupt/interrupt.browser and interrupt.node, and then index. Wonderful. That is exactly how the template system works. Or at least it was originally. I may have modified it once I understood the roll-up procedure and process. I can't remember. I'll see it in a moment, though, here. Oh, we're going to have our own wrapper module. Okay. Good. So this node versus browser is expanding. I wish it would say server. Let's make it say server. I'm sick of node. We'll do that later. We'll do that later. Don't only solve one problem at a time. Never solve two problems at the same time. So roll up config. Oh, right. Okay, we'll try this. Update the interviewer. Replace it with import from interrupt. Wonderful. Replace LangChain with /LangGraph. Okay. Keep the same call signature. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Are there options or are we just rocking and rolling? We're rocking and rolling. Yeah, do it. Do it all. Do it all. Yes. Very happy. Oh, people are messaging somebody else? Oh, Hardik. Hardik says, can you work on open source? The answer is yes. Thank you for asking. I can show you. Okay. I think there is more help to do soon because this software is not released yet conveniently. It's not convenient. It is all open source in GitHub. It's all open source. It's public in GitHub, but I have not published to NPM or to pip. So it is not, it's still in development. But if you watch, there's two things. For Chatfield, did I put a wiki? Yes, I did. Was it a wiki page? No. It's documentation in the code. Yes. It's documentation in the code. This documentation. There is this getting started Python or getting started TypeScript. And I wrote this a few days ago, and you can watch that whole video. In that video, I show how to do all of Chatfield from nothing, how to clone this. You start from Chatfield and you click code and you click copy the URL and you clone it. And then I start developing with it and showing how to run the test suite or how to do the examples and how to use it, how to develop, how to build the developer basically environment. And then in that video, which is just a few days ago, within the last week or so. Oh, in fact, I'll know because I can check my diary. Let's see if it was this week. Yeah, documentation overhaul. So it was, I think, October 3rd. Getting started guides on October 3rd. That's the answer. So then the YouTube stream from October 3rd will also have hours of video of me showing here's how I download it and here's how I start, here's how I build my environments file and all of it. So it's like a knowledge transfer. At work, I would just call that a KT meeting where we get on Zoom and build the developer environment together. So that is exactly what I did. And then also in that video, I explain just the coding is not the only thing. I want just to hear how could somebody use this? Just what is your idea to use it at all? If you have a use case, I cannot imagine your use case. So only you can tell me. This is something I can never do for my own project, is understand all of the use cases, all of the users in the world. So all of that is very valuable in the sort of open source process. Yes, indeed. So then, so that's your starting point. And then you feel free to ask questions or things in the GitHub or in the YouTube video or in the comments after or anything. I am doing this really the primary objective I've got in all of this is just to enjoy some open source activity every morning to start my day. It's really that simple. I haven't been able to write open source for many years. Just been writing closed source code every day at work, basically. And so that's so participating with open source people, talking about software, that's really a bigger priority for me than I would think. Oh, okay. So let's edit some code. Let's see what's going on here. So this is not imported. Maybe I'll comment it out. Or this is not used. Oh, look, it's done. Look, it's solved. There's the LangGraph. Uh-huh. This pending write is gone. Let's just get rid of it. What is this hash namespace? I see. These are bugs. These are basically bugs that Claude Code did. Good. Did it finish? Okay, it said that it finished. So it said it's ready for me to test. Oh, this is wonderful. I'm going to do this more. I just do not like Claude Code testing in its loop. It's at least for this application for Chatfield, I'd say 1/3 or 1/4 of the times it will kind of successfully autocorrect, and 3/4 most of the time it will be better off, and then it will regress. It will delete good code, or it will turn good code into bad code. And it's this, bizarre attempt to kind of declare victory that the tests confirm the request, right? It's a computer, it's trying to run this loop, Okay. So let's go see it. There's a lot of stuff changing. There's a lot of stuff. Where let's go look. Get status. It's gonna be a bunch. Okay. Yeah, okay. So firstly, let's go read this roll up. So there's another config now. So there's another plugin. No. Let's go read it in the normal code base. Yes, this is much better. So in the roll up config here's a new plugin. And why are we not doing it here? So this one bundles handlebars. It scans the prompts. There's a little bit of aliasing, or did I change it? Look, loaded up browser. Oh yeah. I remember. And then what was my big bug here? There was some nasty bug I could never solve. I think I remember. The answer was TypeScript. Somehow, I don't know, I'm gonna have to rock and roll, or I'll have to remember I remember there was a conceptual simplicity, and in theory and in practice, it did not work at all. I could never generate TypeScript and then just have the TypeScript plugin just process the TypeScript. It was a pain in the neck. So anyway, let's look at so that's the templates. That's the old one. So let's look at the new one. It redirects imports. Okay. Browser node alias. Now there's already an alias. Only process if there's an importer. Okay. Don't understand. Handle interrupt module aliasing. Okay. I see. Okay. So if interrupt.node is trying to pull in chatfield / interrupt / index.ts, I see. Okay, so this is the browser. Okay, so this is only browser. This is going to convert server to browser. So that is server, and this server is trying to pull in the it seems like I'd want to do it at this index. Oh, it does it at the index as well. Okay. index.node. I guess it's covering all its bases. Okay. So in the server side interrupt code, when it tries to import, oh, sorry. From the server side interrupt code, yes, that's the source. And it's trying to import this chat field /interrupt. It will rename it to the browser one instead. Now this is .js. This looks like trouble. Isn't this trouble? What did my other one do? Are we doing .js? Wait, where is it? Where's my plugin? Let's close the interviewer for the moment. Let's pull in our plugin here. Oh, it does. Output path JS. It writes both. That's what it did. It writes both. This might be a bit of a problem for me. That's what it was. I write both because TypeScript would just simply never compile it. And so the problem is this is such simple code. Generating TypeScript and JavaScript was literally like one tiny strings difference. Yes. Okay. I'm not confident in this at all. Okay. We'll try it. JS. And then index.node, index.browser.js. Okay, that's just the two. Okay, so it's small. That's good. Okay, save it. Or whatever. Okay. So that'll be my browser. So let's go see how does it work. Browser node. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so browser node alias. So bundle templates and browser node alias. Browser node alias. Okay. So we bundle the templates and we have the browser node alias. Yes, we do. Okay. So I could try to run this, but that's fine. Let's just try to run it. What else is going on? Let's look here, yeah. So chat field interrupt, right? Right. Yes. So the index file just does an import or an export rather, but that is an import. And that's going to trigger roll. It's just, this is basically here for roll up to grab on at this point, right? And now what is this hash namespace? Oh, yeah. Actually, we don't need that hash namespace. We just need like that. We don't need that hash namespace. I don't think. Hash namespace. So what is this? Yeah. Export. No, it's not export. It's just a function. Correct. Yep, it's just an internal implementation. Yes, exactly. SHA-256. I see. Let me do this. Let me jump to the editor because this is getting real. So let's go pull it out of, I had it in my interviewer here. It was here. So let's get that out of here. Save that and go place it into the interrupt code, the browser code. Yes, browser code here. So we'll place it right there. SHA-256. And then that's where it would be called, but it's not. So it's just in there for me to find it later or possibly never or whatever. So all the bad stuff is in one place once again. I think that's a key philosophy when you're working on immature. The professional thing to do with an immature code base is, you know, kind of start sweeping your dust into little piles a little bit. Okay. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm kind of going through slow. So that's cool. Basically, so that's awesome. So then what else? So now there's LangGraph. There's the LangGraph wrapper. Exact same idea. Yes, exactly. I don't know if I want to read this. Oh, okay, cool. Index.node. Oh, I see. Okay. Cool. So that's great. So then that. So it's all ready. So then the rollup plugin is going to be needed. Let's just check it all in. Yep. Rollup plugin browser. And then, so that's added in there. Let's look at the interviewer review. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Woo. Yikes. I think this is correct. I think this is all good. Let's just say yes to all this. Note, tools condition still needs direct import as our wrapper doesn't. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Okay, take it. Yes. And then yes, we're taking that. Okay. So that's good. Let's roll up. So then what comes up? So yes, definitely. No, split it. No, yes. Good. So that's that commit. That's a good commit. So that's decent. So initial like work on browser versus like node import control, like import in during rollout, something like that. I don't know. Okay, so that's cool. So that's that. So we're in the browser. So we could base, yeah. So now what I haven't done is test at any of this. So let's maybe do that. npm run build browser standalone. And if it doesn't work, I got to remember how to run this thing in the debugger maybe. Right. Good. Okay. Right. So that commit has bugs in it, so I can amend those over. Let me go off and think here for a moment. Yes. Yes. This is the problem. So, oops. So now we could try something really quick like this. npx. Okay. But this result could not be resolved. Let's drop that dist real quick. There are types at. Okay. Could not be resolved. Wait, I'm missing my. Oh, okay. Is it node? Let's just see about that. Declaration. What is this? Or composite. Wait, what is this? Oh, yeah. Wow. Has it been broken for all this time? I think the answer is yes. Okay. So the question is, do I build it to JavaScript? I think I don't like that anyway. My idea was, do I build this to JavaScript and then just let it find, and then it'll find the JavaScript file. But I don't like it because that makes the browser build like dependent on the node build, just because the only thing that's capable of building JavaScript is the node build now. So I don't like that. Let's get back into, there was some kind of alias in rollup. Alias. There was some other alias. Let's just find it. Yeah, plugin alias maybe. I'm almost certain that was it. What if I do this? Git diff had like 10 commits ago. 5 commits. Oops. 5 commits. Wait, plugin browser node alias. Nope, this is my custom one. I could swear I imported it at some point. Okay, let's do this. Log on the rollup config. Clean it up. No more alias. Yeah. That commit. I don't know where that was, but here it is. Ah, so it's plugin-alias. Okay, so it's this one. It's this. Mm-hmm. Right. Uh-huh. This plugin mimics. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Find and replacement. Mm-hmm. Plugins. Yep. Correct. Cool. So here are my entries. We could try it. I think I remember when I did this, the TypeScript wouldn't compile, but we can try it. Custom resolver can be leveraged to provide a separate module resolution for an individual alias. This might be something I need. Custom resolver equals resolve. Okay, let's get. Okay, let's bring it back though. For sure. Yeah, exactly. Let's bring it back real quick. Uh-huh. Am I thinking? Let's bring this in. Roll up here. Nope. Roll up. Thank you. Where do I want it? Here. Yes. Okay. So we'll do that. And then browser node alias, right? No, we'll do plugin alias. Or no, we'll do alias. Correct. Correct. Entries. Find, replace, find, replace. I don't know what it's doing. Yes. Stop it. Okay, good enough. Good enough. Okay, I don't know if that's correct. Okay, so I know what I want to do first. I want to just comment them all out. Perfect. So give me an empty list. Yep. Pardon me. So it can be an empty list. So then okay. Good. Right. Good. So this is great. So what this means is, right, where I import let's see. Oh, can that replacement be a function? Let's just go check real quick. I think it can. Array. Entries, regular expression. Nice. Oh, that's nice. I can throw it past it a regular expression. Resolver plugins. If you rely on node-specific features, I see. Can that replacement not be a callable? Seems like it should be able to be. Or place a custom resolver here. Ooh, custom resolver. Oh, I see. This thing. Okay. Well, let's just keep going. Let's just try it. So here's the point. In the interviewer, I'm importing ./LangGraph. So let's try something like that here. Would it be something like this? No. LangGraph index.browser.ts is what that would be, right? All right, let's just see what happens. Back to the alias. It'd be nice to use like kind of proper packages, proper open source packages. Okay, is that the identical error as above? I think it is. Uh-huh. So let's see what interviewer does ./LangGraph. It does this interrupt as well. We could try that interrupt while we're to cast a little wider net. Let's try that as well. Uh-huh. Whoops. Interrupt. And then that would just be chat field /interrupt /index.browser.ts. Sure. But I think that's not going to work either. If one didn't work, the other won't. I don't know. Ooh. Good. Good, good, good. So that's chat field /interrupt / oh, wonderful. Interrupt. Yes. Good. So that at least that does work. That one did catch. Chat field /LangGraph. Oh, I see. It seems like this should change to rather than index. Let's just do that. Chat field /LangGraph. Seems like this should be. No, wait, what's this JS business? Yeah, exactly. We don't want to JS. So index.browser to index browsers to LangGraph, surely. Index.node to LangGraph.node.ts, yeah. And then let me just fix this here. Ah. Right? Okay, that's correct. I'd almost rather not even have an index.ts. I feel like that index.ts, let me just attempt to remove it and see what happens. Yeah. Let's just remove it like that and just kind of disable it and see what happens. Because langgraph.browser just re-exports everything from that web endpoint, and then langgraph.node is going to do the same. Yeah. So like that's fine. That's the two. And then if I'm aliasing it anyway, so then I think the point is over in the interviewer. I see. It makes it slightly, oops, sorry. So over in the interviewer, it's slightly, yeah, instead of this, it'd be langgraph / exactly. It'd be langgraph / langgraph.node like that. And then rollup is going to catch that, presumably. Now, wait, is this runnable config? Oh, yeah, that's used, yeah. And then interrupt. I mean, we could kind of do the same thing with interrupt, right? Well, let's see what happens. Where's this? No, let's get out of there. Get out of there. Perfect. npm. Yeah. Let's just see what happens. What exactly? Aha. Whoa. Look at that. That's way wrong. Did I just have a typo or something? Chat files as language integrated browser.ts slash. Whoa. Where is that? Could not load. Yeah, interviewer.ts. Yeah, let me go reread that interviewer.ts. I must have something silly. What is that? Chat files as. Yeah. Oh, I think I know. I think the roll up here is, so let's disable these again and keep going. I think that roll up is messing it up maybe. So it should say bad async. Correct. Okay, good. So good. So that means that means interviewer is importing from this LangGraph.node properly. I mean, hey, while I'm here, why don't I just do this? Server. Let's just change it. This is what I want. PD. So LangGraph.node, LangGraph.server.ts. Okay, so that it'll be like that now. Let's just try do that. Can I do that? Thank you. All right. Let's try that. And then there's LangGraph.browser, which just pulls from the web entry point. And so PD make npm. Okay. Good. So let's see if we can go in now into the rollup and tweak it. So I guess the idea would be, it's like, what in the world is it? Let me just read what it is. /langgraph.server. And let's just try this. Like xxx.yyyy.ts. Let's just, see if I can catch that search value. Wonderful. Good. Very good. So let's actually make it try to make it work. So chat field /langgraph/langgraph.browser.ts. All right, hold on to your butts. Cross your fingers. Come on, Schwartz. Is that the other one? Has it moved on to like a subsequent error? That would be nice. What is that? ES? No. Unresolved dependencies. I think that's wrong. Browser. I don't know. Because if I change this, it's going to say like file not found. So that's good. But where would that async be pulled in? Let's go see. So let's just try to do the same thing then. So for interrupt, right? So instead of /langgraph, it would be /interrupt.server. Is that how that would look? So then if we go into it's back in the interviewer actually. Yeah, it'd be /interrupt. Oh, I know. .server is what that would be. Let's go fix it. Come here. Okay. Interrupt.node, interrupt.server. Okay. So, yeah. Browser server. Let's try removing the index. Wonderful. Get it out of there. Okay. Now what? Server is just going to pull in. Wait, what? That looks wrong. Node.js. Interrupt as LangGraph interrupt. Oh, yeah. Correct. This is totally right. No, this is totally right. Oops. This is how it drops that second parameter. Totally. Oh, that's a lot of comments just to drop a parameter, but okay. Whew. It's a lot of code. They're just burning my, I feel like they give Claude Code some commission to just burn up my tokens. Jeez. Okay, so perfect. This is not used. Let's see if I can get rid of this. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Return LangGraph interrupt. Yeah, exactly. And then that runnable config. Perfect. Interrupt as LangGraph interrupt. Wonderful. Should I just... Perfect. Okay, I'm happy with that. So that's the server. Gotta wrap it up soon. Meanwhile, interrupt.browser has my implementation that I did. Wonderful. Very good. Very good. So then that's nice. So then over here in the interviewer, I say interrupt.server. Are you savvy now? Yes. Wonderful. So that should kind of work. And then in the roll up, I change /interrupt, basically like this, like that. /interrupt. Interrupt.server is going to change to be, I guess, chat field /interrupt/interrupt.browser.ts. Okay. Let's see what that does. Come on, yeah. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I have no idea. Okay, that's a normal build. That's like a normal build. Let's try npm run. Let's try where I did my examples. My proxy's running. It's checking for hanging requests. That's good. Let's pull up the demo. Lightning can't strike twice. I don't know, I have it working 2 days in a row. I don't know about that. Oh, let's change the prompt to just make sure it feels right. So that's in the examples under the browser with the standalone. So let's just say like, what was it? The T800 from Terminator 2. Yeah, from Terminator 2. Right. Okay, so the T800 is going to interview us. Okay. So if we run that, let's see what we get. It should lag longer. It should take a little longer. I require information. Let's make it a trait. Always identifies itself when starting a conversation, right? So that's its trait. Do I have to say always? Nope. Rerun. Should say I am the T800. Yes. Very good. Okay. Cool. So, but that's not the interrupt process. So that doesn't really confirm much of the today's work. So here's the proof of the pudding. Bill, return. Thank you, Bill. Oh, yes, that worked. Yes, that's working. Oh my gosh. All right, so I still have the same UI bug. This is just the most ad hoc UI code I've ever written. So now what? What's your age? I'll say 99. I'll do it in English. Can I do it in Thai? No, let's not waste time. I'll do 99. I think that's right. I think it exit tear down. Did it say tear down? Tear down. Yeah, I think it exited. So I think that like kind of worked. I think that worked enough to check this in. I gotta log out soon. So that's like super good. That's super good. The UI is terrible, but that conducted an interview. I mean, I could like just almost literally like if I go to examples, if I go pull an example like job interview, right? Chat field. So if I copy this, and I go to my standalone example, something like this. Stop it. Paste. Okay, dot build. Let's just do that. Or no, I don't need to. I'm brave. Alice Bob. Like that. And then this, whatever. Save. Refresh. Yikes. Asboo. Oh, Asboo. Oh, do I have like bad code? I do. Crazy. Do I have anything else weird? As A through the... No. Weird. As one. Okay, let me comment these out. Okay. Cool. Video game reviewer, right? I don't know. Cool. Software development. Okay. That's Chatfield. Modding, scripting. Cool. Yes. That's Chatfield. Kind of move it over here. Look, close it. Close the debugger. That's it. That's totally it. Hey Google, stop. That's huge. Oh, let me check it in. I should actually really just basically merge it into main at this point. Nobody's like cloning. It's fine. So, actually, that's awesome. Oh, so what happened is, let me do this. I'm just gonna drop that roll up plugin. So one time Claude Code made a plugin for me and it kind of ultimately worked, and one time it did not. Yes, browser node alias. Yes, right. And it's been checked in already, so I'm kind of happy with that. Let's check out, let's pull the, let's just undo that change that I made. So package, oh, what is that? Roll up alias plugin again. Okay, so I'll hit show. Whoa. Oh, I see. I don't know what that is. I thought that was something else, but I'm going to move forward. Okay. Deleted that plugin, yes. Interviewer. Yeah, simplified. In some sense. So that's the only thing is that change, but it works now, so we gotta move forward. It's a little odd looking in this code base, but it works. Okay, and then what changed in this roll up? Yeah. So let's just tidy that up slightly. None of this was good. Okay, so like that. So then no browser node alias. Let's just do it that way. Save that. I mean, I could maybe make a blank line here and see if that helps. So now what? Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. Yes, no. Oops, split, no, yes. Okay. So that's all queued up. Wonderful. So let's say like kind of like working browser rollup with interrupt. And like working browser rollup with interrupt, working standalone chat. Chat field. Exclamation point. So good. Whew. So good. So now what? That's a good one. Finally, after like 3 days. Okay, so this is just my notes. That's wonderful. Push it. Whew. So it's not that it's great, but it's better. And then I'm loving my metaphor I've been refining of like threading a thread through the like solution space and using the thread to pull a string and using the string to pull a rope and using the rope to pull a cable. That's the plan. So good. Thank you. That was close enough, Claude Code. That was close enough. Whoops. Phew. Got my proxy working. That's awesome. So all of this, what's happening is this is hitting my local proxy, and my local proxy has an actual authorization to query the LLM, and that's how that's working. So the browser is unaware of any API keys at the moment. Real API keys. It thinks it has an API key, but that API key is ignored. Okay. Woo, push it up. Okay, yeah, we got to wrap up. So let's go edit my notes. Oh, yeah. I need to implement interrupt. Once it works well, it needs aliasing on the server. But whatever implementation we land on the browser. Also need to alias the LangChain. Done. Huge progress. So let me save that real quick. And then just briefly, let's see. Interrupt, what I want to do is go put that in interrupt.browser here, totally. Here, browser side implementation for LangGraph. This custom implementation provides interrupt functionality for browser environments where the standard LangGraph interrupt is not available. It's not that, yeah. So, and let's see if I paste my stuff, it's not available. Pull request. Here. Look, it is unsupported. So let's go get this link right here. This link proves, or this is evidence, this is historical evidence that as of March 3rd, it was unavailable. Where the from the web entry point. Yes, exactly. Paste. It's currently unsupported in web as it requires features. Let's just not copy the smiley. I don't care. Okay. Okay. Whatever, good enough. There you go. That kind of makes slightly more sense. Okay. It's currently unsupported. Okay. And he's responding directly to them saying interrupt. Yep. Okay, it's fine. So, may not work properly. Scratch pad pattern. Okay. Implementing it. So, right, I see. Okay, so here's the web environments. I'm going to walk through that thing that I was complaining about today. Come here. like that. And then the pull request I linked to, wait, what? Oh yeah, 211. Yes, yes, yes. So I linked to that. And then the point is this implementation uses the same Scratchpad. Yes, yes, Scratchpad like data object that the server implementation. Yeah, exactly. To track, interrupt, and resume values. Exactly. But I mean, storing it or storing data or checkpointing, full stop. It throws a graph in our deposit into execution just as the server implementation does. Correct. And then it's not about dynamic breakpoints. I don't care what the documentation says about dynamic breakpoints. I care what the source code of the server implementation says. That's the actual code that executes on the virtual machine. That's the real code. So that's unassailable. That's the point. So that's how they do it. And that's how I do it. So that's the comment. So this could eventually like evolve into an NPM package. And kind of explain, this would be like in the README of the NPM package, this would say, here's the problem. Here's like everything I've learned. Here's how it's going to work. And then here's what I've done to solve my own, to, you know, scratch my own itch, right? To solve my own requirements. Okay, save it. So that's good. What is that? What changed in the rollup? That's my notes. So this is just comments. Whatever. Implementation, right? Okay. So that's that. So these can be my notes for tomorrow. But they're not ready. Yikes. So the title of tomorrow, oh gosh, like it all works. I don't even know. I'm gonna have to think about it. It needs aliasing, like this totally works. Whatever implementation we land on for the browser. Like that's all done. Oh, I know exactly. Real world chat field examples in the browser. Exactly. And from the examples except in, I need to make some kind of halfway decent, web UI, either for testing or get started on the React component. Exactly. Yes, exactly. So from the examples except in the browser. Querying light LLM. Totally. That's the plan. So we're going to follow through. Now that everything works, I'm going to show all of the examples I've ever run on the server side on my terminal here. We're going to do all of those examples in the browser and prove that it works in Python, it works in TypeScript, and furthermore on TypeScript, it works both on the server side and on the browser side. That's what's going to happen. So let me check that in, push it. Oh, it's still in a different branch, but that's fine. We'll solve that later. / wrap up. Okay, push it. You know, yeah, it's fine. All right. Close some stuff. Let me close some stuff. Close it. Close it. Not recommended. We just crushed this. I agree it's not recommended. I do not recommend what I did, but we crushed it. We totally crushed it. Okay. All right. Yeah. PWD. Yeah. Oh my God. Every day it's the same. Yes. All right. Okay. So we'll do the wrap up and log out. We overdue. Diary entry file. Thank you. Whew. Very nice. Very nice. Today basically ends that chapter. There's some, I think, optimizations. There's no minification yet. I still disabled all the minification and tree shaking and lots of kind of table stakes for a high quality like SDK build, SDK deploy, SDK. But it's the threading the, okay, so that's the 9th here. Yes, done. Browser-based interrupt support is done. And furthermore, not only is it done and working, but it's actually properly like structured the way a real software project would structure it, which is that there's server-side code and browser-side code, and the build process making the browser-side code does sort of replace the server-side code with the browser-side code. And that browser-side code is this implementation. So I have superseded or supplanted or shadowed or whatever you like to say. And having done that, what this interrupt allows is human in the loop operational modes of LangGraph, which is massive. That's human in the loop. That's how humans talk to the agents. That's huge. And that's a massive, like that is the core loop of chat field is I say something, we're chatting. And so that's awesome. Tomorrow, now that it's been working and I tested it a little bit, and there's like effectively no user interface that kind of works right now. The intention is to get all of the good old examples from the command line, like copied and paste, and or just literally using those files and demonstrating all of those examples on the browser tomorrow with Light LLM. Potentially, if I'm bored or excited, generating virtual keys for Light LLM and issuing virtual keys to the browser application. So the browser has a key, but all it does is grant access into my Light LLM, and then my Light LLM has authorization and everything it needs to actually query a proper model. That's tomorrow. Thank you very much. This is great. This is awesome. Awesome. Oh, wait, thank you so much.